this next topic I feel like was important because it got it was just all over Twitter, and I was just like, wow, it's getting a little it's getting ugly. So Asante Samuel started a Twitter beef between Sauce Gardner and Darrelle Revis. First he got on there pretty much tried to discredit what Sauce Gardner did last year, saying that it was the New York media. But all Sauce did was, well, that was voted on by the players, the coaches, and the executives. So
Right.
it's not like it's just the media. This is my colleagues. These are my colleagues, not just my colleagues, the
People
people
I'm with
that
every day.
exactly the people I see every day, the people that I play against, and the coaches that are scouting up against
They're
me.
scouting and watching.
Now, coach, my question. Well, I just want to get your reaction to this Twitter beef. That's the biggest thing. Do you think that Asante Samuel was out of pocket? And if you compare their careers, do you think that Asante Samuel should be in the Hall of Fame?
So let's start with the comment. What was Asante Samuel? What was he trying to say?
I believe what he was trying to say was that Sauce Gardner is not as good as people think he is.
Okay. Let me look at something real quick. Hold on. I have something written down. I just want to look at something real quick before I continue because I want to. Okay. So, Ashanti Samuels is the winner today. He's the winner on both accounts in my eyes. Yeah, I'm about to really go out on a limb with this one. I went and got the information. I'm about to really go out on the limb on this one and shock some people, hopefully. So
You shocking me already. The fact that you
I'm old school. I'm 39. I come from a different breed of football. Okay.
Mhm.
So when I look at what Asante Samuels is saying, um, what he's saying kind of goes into Mark's not so top five. We're gonna get to that too.
I'm
I
taking my
look
I'm taking my glasses off for that one.
at so I get the comment, to be honest with you. I think Sauce is great. I really do. But there is so much hype around this kid. And that's not bad hype. I mean, I'm looking at his numbers. Let's put his numbers out there first. Let's be real before Asante Samuels puts his foot in his mouth. But I'm gonna take the foot out of his mouth because he can back it up. Sauce has 75 touchdowns for a cornerback, bro. That's a lot of money right there. I'm still trying to find a season where Jadeveon Clowney can come up with 75 touchdowns, and that's what he was supposed to be built for. Okay, a cornerback has more tackles than Jadeveon Clowney. Let's all know I said that on today's show. Okay, I'm gonna take a shot at Clowney every chance I get. He had 2 picks. He had 20 deflections. All right. I get what Asante Samuels is saying. And then for Revis to jump in the way he did, for me, that was a shot at a person in the Hall of Fame or first ballot Hall of Fame as somebody who's not in the Hall of Fame, who I'm looking at numbers like, how is he not? Like, I'm baffled. Let's take a look, people, okay? When we look at Darrelle Revis's numbers and because now we're getting into who's better. See, Revis had me for a minute until I was really looking at his tweets and how petty he was sounding. So I'm like, I need to go.
I
Let me go
mean,
look at
if
the
you're if
numbers.
you're if you're the better cornerback, you got to be petty somehow. So
Are you though? Are you? So what we know about Revis is his nickname is Revis Island, right? That's what we know about the Rare Revis. We know that in the league where quarterbacks weren't as tough, a lot of quarterbacks didn't throw to Revis. They were scared. You scared. If you don't want to throw to somebody, you scared. I don't want to use the P word because I really wish I would, but I'm sure children watch this show. If you
so
Tom Brady wasn't never scared to throw to Darrelle Revis, Peyton Manning wasn't never scared to throw to Darrelle Revis. And there are certain quarterbacks that they weren't scared to throw to his side, but there are a lot of quarterbacks throughout his 11-year career, they did not throw to him. Now, what happens if you don't get what happens, right? Look at the numbers. Though nobody threw to him, He didn't get a Super Bowl until he teamed up with the best safety in the league, Devin McCourty, and the best press corner in the league, Darrelle Browning. They had a triangle effect defense. They had the number one passing defense in the league, and they won the Super Bowl number 5 with Tom Brady as their quarterback, by the way, and Rob Gronkowski as their tight end. So Darrelle Revis got him a Super Bowl. Okay, that's great. Darrelle Revis has 4-time Team Pro All-Pro. He has 7 Pro Bowls, NFL 2010 All-Decade Team. Hell, he was the All-Rookie for the PFWA 2007. Jets Ring of Honor. That's great. And then when you look at his numbers, total tackles, he had a 497. That's a lot. Again, for a cornerback who can really put up tackle numbers, I'm very impressed, and that impresses me. He had a lot of tackles. He had 29 interceptions through an 11-year career. At 5'11", in an 11-year career, he had 29 interceptions. And he had 139 pass deflections, and that got him into the Hall of Fame. And that's great. But what freaking baffles me is how his counterpart, who has 2 Super Bowls, 2, who has 443 tackles, so he's right there with Revis in tackles, right? Who has 51 interceptions. So he killed Revis in picks, meaning he is all over the field, and no matter where you put the ball, we're going to find Asante Samuel's going to find you. He's going to find you, okay? And then he also had 164 deflections, better than Revis. But here's the freaking thing that caught my attention even more. The number 3. Darrelle Revis only has 3 accolades. Samuel's got 3 more. He got 7 forced fumbles out of his 11. By the way, they both share the same career and the same height. They're both 5'11", and they've both been in the league for 11 seasons. He also was able to accumulate 7 forced fumbles out of that 11-year career. He also accumulated 3 fumble recoveries out of that 11-year career. And he scored 6 touchdowns out of that 11-year career. And he didn't get in the Hall of Fame? No, I think that Asante Samuels, you want to play with me, Asante Samuels is the better cornerback. Sorry, y'all can fight me on that one. Say I'm crazy, call me what you want. Numbers do not lie. His numbers are strappingly 10 times better than Revis. He only has 3 accolades. I get it. Revis Island it's a huge statement. But again, you didn't get but 1 Super Bowl after teaming up with a lot of stuff to go get it.
Yeah, Mark Sanchez.
I'm talking about when he was with the Patriots. He got his Super Bowl.
I'm just saying, with the Jets,
Hold up.
I get it. Yeah, Mark Sanchez.
I got
Were they not in the playoffs?
I got to come back. I got to come back.
And another thing with Revis is that he didn't get the accolades and stuff because people didn't throw the ball to his side.
I brought that up.
Hold on. Wait.
You can't accumulate stats if they don't throw you the ball.
I got something for Coach. Coach, you brought up Peyton Manning and said that he was not afraid to throw it to his side. And you said that he was successful against him. That is false.
I didn't say he wasn't afraid. I didn't say he was successful. I said he wasn't afraid.
Didn't have to be afraid. Look, Brady wasn't afraid, but he was smart too. Brady didn't always throw against his side. He played against him twice a year. You think Brady threw it to his side all the time? No, he threw it to where Antonio Cromartie was.
But what I'm saying is
to Revis side all the time.
Who literally would avoid him the entire game. That's what I'm talking about. I'm saying
you have to do that. You have to do that. He's going to shut down your best receiver or pick it off. That's why he didn't have a lot of picks because they didn't throw it to his side.
And if you're not throwing it to your side, how you gonna get?
But out of his 29,
you're not getting those opportunities. It's called Revis Island for a reason.
Once you're there,
because once you're there, you locked in. He locked down some of the best receivers in history. Calvin Johnson, Julio Jones when Julio Jones was there, Randy Moss.
Actually,
Randy Moss is considered somebody of the greatest receiver of all time. I don't think so, but he's still at least top 2, top 3. And he's
I'm not knocking his ranking. I'm just looking at the accolades compared to them both at playing at the corner position.
But you're looking at stats, though.
And I
Stats
watched
did a
people
lot.
play.
And
I
the thing
watched
is,
them
Asante
play. I
Samuel,
watched Revis have to wait because people
Coach,
are afraid. And I watched
Asante,
Asante Samuel jump routes religiously and take it
because
to the house.
they weren't afraid to throw it to his side. He was not considered a lockdown corner like Revis. And if you look at those, I'm just
So
gonna
are
talk
we
about
talking?
Peyton
Oh, but that wasn't the question. We said who the best corner was, not who the best lockdown corner was.
It's best corner.
If the question is
It's
vaguely
best corner.
who's the best corner, you go look at the numbers.
It's Revis.
You gotta look as a cornerback. You gotta look at the
It's not
quarterback
just the
rating
numbers.
against
What
him.
I look at is when Asante Samuels was on the field, he wreaked havoc. No matter what he did, he got everything. He didn't have to have an island. He didn't have to have an island to be relevant. He was relevant because of his aggressive action.
All right, so Coach, let me ask you this: do you think Reggie Wayne was one of the best receivers of his time when he played?
Reggie Wayne?
Yes, he was. Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison were two of the best receivers at that time when they were there.
The best of the time, no, I don't think
Look,
so.
don't disrespect Reggie Wayne. All right.
You asked me a question. I said no. I'm not gonna say yes, no.
But you're right. I did ask you a question. it's your opinion, but I'm not gonna allow that to happen. But do you know? I'm just gonna talk about this 2-year span, the 2009 2010. Do you know that in that span, Revis and Peyton Manning became very accustomed to each other because they saw each other pretty often? Do you know that just in those two, he only allowed 192 yards and 0 touchdowns against Peyton Manning? And do you know that the Jets won 2 of those 3 games? That's against Peyton Manning, who was not afraid, as you said, not afraid to throw to his side, but he still made him pay for throwing.
That's fine. No, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But that was my point of bringing up certain quarterbacks like that, because what my point was, if more quarterbacks would actually play the position, they still would have thrown it to his side, and I think his accolades would have actually been higher. And that's why I'm not knocking the fact that's why I brought up the Revis Island. That is a tremendous accolade. However, it didn't get you much of wins.
Because he was with the Jets. He had Mark Sanchez as his quarterback. Are you for real, Coach?
They had the #1 defense. You can say you had Mark. You can sit here and say they had Mark Sanchez as their quarterback. Ravens had broke back Flacco and won a Super Bowl. Why? Because they had everything else too. Did they not?
Flacco had
just like he did. And if I'm not mistaken, Mark Sanchez was the #1 quarterback in the red zone. So it wasn't the fact that he couldn't put touchdowns in the end zone. He was actually the #1 red zone quarterback. So don't make it seem like Mark Sanchez was the actual complete bum his entire stint there.
If that's the case, Coach.
They even had Damian Thompson as their running back. They had everything. You don't make it to the AFC Championship game and then say
Joe Flacco in that playoff run threw for 11 or 12 touchdowns and no interceptions?
Okay.
This is Joe Flacco we're talking about. Do we really think he's that great of a quarterback?
No,
he had a great run.
What I'm saying is,
when has Mark Sanchez ever had a run like that in the playoffs? Never. He's known for a butt fumble.
Okay.
Mark Sanchez is trash when it comes to that. He is not that great of a quarterback. I'm sorry.
I'm not saying he was a great quarterback, but what I'm saying was they were good enough to get to the AFC Championship twice, and they couldn't get past that.
But what I'm saying is he's with a bad organization. When's the last time the Jets even made?
They were the #1 defense in the NFL, bro. Come on.
How far?
They weren't even the #1 defense when he was with the Patriots.
How far did that get you? How far does that always get you, Coach? We just had the #1 defense in the NFL. What happened to us? Did we make it to the Super Bowl? No, we did not. We did not make it to the Super Bowl.
So what I'm saying is, I prefer a more aggressive corner. I say Asante Samuels is better because his numbers show aggressively with 2 Super Bowls, with a 2-time NFL interception leader at that. So that shows his aggressiveness on the field. He scored 6 touchdowns. He's all over the field. I don't care what position. Cornerback.
Okay. Trayvon Diggs led the league in interceptions that year, but wasn't he getting criticized for allowing the most yards? It does not matter if you got.
But that's not Asante Samuels because
the other
a lot of most yards if you're forcing fumbles and getting fumble recoveries and scoring 6 touchdowns off interceptions. So you're not doing what Trayvon did. You're not. You're better than that.
Hey, Coach, I got a question. What's more?
And you have 2 Super Bowls to go behind it.
Hey, coach, quick question. Like, what is more important to you as a cornerback? Your your passer rating, like your yards allowed and everything like that, yards caught and all that, or interceptions? How many times the quarterback threw you the ball? Your quarterback rating, basically, as a cornerback.
I believe. I'm gonna answer your question. I believe Asante Samuel's sticky fingers just actually is what aided a lot of that. However, for me, it's really pass deflections because that means nobody's catching the ball on you.
He allowed 29.1% of the passes completed.
What are you talking about? The boy had 164 compared to Revis's 139. He had more pass deflections than Revis. What are you talking about?
They didn't throw him the ball. I mean, he thrown the ball more.
And if wait, bro, how are you not throwing the ball if you got 139?
If I'm not throwing you the ball because my player isn't open, I'm locking you down a seatbelt.
Bro, 11 seasons. 11 seasons. He has 139. So at least somebody's throwing the ball to him.
Barely.
Okay, but Asante Samuel's numbers aren't that much. He only has 164, but that means he has more. That means he deflects more passes. That means he's more aggressive on the field.
Coach, that means he's more
active on the field. I'm sorry, Darrelle Revis doesn't get to be active so people can throw the ball.
That goes with our point, though, Coach. They're throwing to his side a lot more because he's not considered a lockdown defender.
Well,
he's not considered a great.
Okay, well, let me answer that question. Look. How is that possible if his numbers show he's a lockdown?
Coach, I'm gonna ask you this question. I know what your answer is going to. Well, I don't know because after you just said this, who is the best cornerback of all time?
Oh, I can't answer that. I have to actually go back and I would have to research that for you. I mean, you saying all time? There's so many.
You're gonna pick somebody over Prime? You got some. You really could think about somebody that's better than Prime.
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
Only person
what's Prime?
So you say all time, and they're just. I mean, when you say all time, you got me going back.
What was Prime?
My brain goes back pretty far.
What was Prime known for? He was known for what? Locking down defenders. You did not want to throw it to his side. If you did, he was either going to deflect it or pick the ball off. Did he get a lot of those opportunities, Coach?
He also did more.
Did he get a lot of those opportunities, Coach? I'm just asking you a question. Did he get a lot of those opportunities?
Who? I'm going to say he created his. I'm going to say he created his. I'm going to say it that way. I'm going to say he created all his opportunities.
Put Prime in that same position in the same team that Revis was. Do you think he's going to get those opportunities? No, he's not. They're going to throw it to the other side because they know it's Prime.
But what era?
That's the same thing. It doesn't matter what era. It's the person. It's the person. With Revis, they're not. With Revis or Prime, you're not throwing it to their side. If I'm playing on defense and I got Revis on one side and Asante Samuel on the other side, I'm throwing to Asante Samuel side every single time. I'm sorry.
And you know what's going to get you? 51 picks and 2 Super Bowls for Asante Samuel. Sorry.
But he also played on the. But
and it's going to get him 164.
He also won those 2 Super Bowl titles.
And it's going to get him 6 touchdowns. It's going to get him 6 defensive touchdowns. But what I'm talking about is that you're telling me
Revis. You criticize Revis for playing on the same team that Asante Samuel won his Super Bowls.
You're telling me your best bet is to throw the ball to Asante Samuel, who has more picks. I mean, what I'm saying is, okay, let's be real. Are they any different at 11 seasons and 5? Let's say people did throw. Their numbers would actually be the same. Let's kind of be real about that. I think the only stint that Samuels would have over Revis because of Revis, I don't know. After the interception, he was weird after the interception, but that's and he didn't jump routes like Samuels did, which is why Samuels had 6 touchdowns as a defender. I just think every accolade would be the same, and he would still have more touchdowns than Revis as a cornerback.
There's no way we sitting here arguing is Asante Samuel better than Revis, better than Darrelle Revis. He allowed 29.1% of the passes thrown his way to be completed. That's like.
But somebody's throwing to him.
You got in order to throw to somebody, they have to be open. And if you're not open, how you gonna throw them the ball? You gonna force it? No. When you throw into Asante Samuel side, at least the play is open a lot of the times.
You think? See, that's the okay. You say the play is open, and yet he got six touchdowns as a
Don't get me
defender.
wrong, he got sticky fingers, and Asante Samuel is great in his own right.
51 picks. You can't sit here and say, I
I
will throw
I'm
to
not
Asante
saying,
Samuels. Hold on, you
Coach,
can't sit here and say, I'm going to
Coach,
throw to Asante
we're
Samuels
not,
because that
Coach,
person is going to be open, and he deflected 164 passes and has 51 interceptions. You cannot sit here and say you scored on him. You can't.
Coach, we're not saying that Asante Samuel doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of
I've seen
Fame.
Asante Samuel get burnt so many times.
I think
I've never seen Darrelle
I
Revis
think
get
Asante Samuel is a great corner,
yes.
but he's not better
Yeah,
than
I've seen
Revis
Revis get burnt. Don't do that.
in any
But
way,
back
shape, or
half of
form.
this
He's
is
I'm
not
not
better
saying
than
he's
Revis
fine, but don't say
at
he's been
all.
burnt, bro.
He's not better than Revis. He's not.
That's your take. I'll take Asante. They're both 5'11". Ain't nothing. There's nothing different about their height, size, and playing time. And one has,
Height, yes.
they're both 5'11".
Yeah, height. But as far as strength, I think we all know that Revis was the stronger corner between the two.
Okay, that's strength.
You said size. You said size, right?
I'm saying that height-wise, they're
That's
both
a-
height. Every receiver is taller than them, is what I'm saying.
That is true. But
They're both 5'11". They both played for 11 seasons. And Shanti got 3 more accolades over him because he's a more active, aggressive corner than Revis.
because they threw the ball to.
Because Revis stays in man coverage. He doesn't go anywhere else.
Mark,
They threw the ball to
it's
Asante.
your time. It's your time, Mark. We got. I